welcome to Science Innovators. So before starting our topic, I'll ask you a small question. See, right children? So you all play, jump, run, do lots of work at home. Yes, for doing all these activities, how do we get energy? Right children? We need energy to do all this work. So we have to take food to get the energy. So from where are we getting the food? So we get food from plants, animals. So we get different raw materials like we get rice, dals, vegetables, fruits, wheat, jawar, bajra, like that from the plants. From animals we get milk and we get egg, meat, wheat, prawns, fish. So these are the different products we are going to obtain from the animals. So now we'll see what are the different food items we are going to have in our daily life.
So in our daily life we eat so many different food items to get energy. See children, here you can see the different food items where you can see idli, bonda, dosa, and you can see rice, dal, milk, curd, egg and bread over here, and you also eat every day different types of vegetables and fruits also, and also you eat dry fruits also. So these are the different food items we consume every day to get energy. We need energy to do any work. Okay children?
So now we have seen different food items that we eat in our daily life. So now we are going to see how we are going to cook them. So methods of cooking.
See, now you can see the process of boiling. Here you can boil the potato like this, and eggs also you can boil. So this is the process of boiling. See children, now we are going to see the process of steaming, where you can see here the water is boiling here. So due to this boiling of the water, steam will be generated, and when we put the idli batter for 10 to 15 minutes and put the lid, after that 10 to 15 minutes of boiling, due to that boiling steam will be generated and the steam idlis will be ready after 10 to 15 minutes. You can see the idlis where the spongy idlis will be prepared after 10 to 15 minutes due to the process of steaming. So this is process of steaming. Now we will see the process of fermentation. In a bowl I have taken a small amount of milk, and to this milk I will add a small amount of the buttermilk and mix it and keep it aside for some time so that it will not be disturbed. So after 2 to 3 hours you can see the formation of the curd. See, you can see the formation of the curd. So the milk has been changed into curd. Why? Because the lactic acid bacteria will convert the milk into curd by the process of fermentation. So this is the process of fermentation. I can show you one more example for the fermentation, where your mother will be preparing idli, dosa, vada, like this different items, where the batter also will be kept overnight so that you can get the spongy idlis, dosas and vadas. So this is the batter where it is also undergoing fermentation process.
Now we will see the process of roasting. Here on a flame a pan is kept. On it we have kept the chickpea where they are roasted on a flame. This is called the process of roasting.
So now we are going to see the process of deep frying. Here is the process of making bondas, where we are going to fry the bondas in the oil very deeply till they become brown. This is the process of deep frying. Now we are going to see the process of shallow frying, where you can prepare dosha and chapati on a pan. You can see just a small drops of oil we can put, and it is fried shallow. This is called shallow frying. See, this is the process of cutting and chopping. we can cut the vegetables into small pieces. So this is the process of cutting and chopping.
Just now we have seen different cooking methods. Now we are going to see what are the different condiments. Yes, right children. On special occasions we prepare like biryani and kheer. For that we need some of these materials which you are seeing over here. Look at this. See, these are elaichis and these are cloves. They are known as lavang, and these are the pepper. You can see this is the dalchini and cinnamon. This is shahjeera and bay leaves. These are the biryani leaves, and you are seeing badam over here. These are the kajus and these are the dried dates. These are the different condiments, and this can also be called as sugandha dravyalu for giving nice flavor, tasty flavor to the food which we are preparing on special occasions to prepare sweets and also different food items. Now we will see different preservation methods. Now we will see different preservation methods. What is preservation? Preservation is the process of storing the food before getting spoiled. So the food, when it is in the raw form, it may not get spoiled, but when the moisture content enters the food, along with the moisture, different microorganisms also enter and spoil the food. So hence what we are going to do is we will add some of the materials to the food items so that they will not get spoiled. So what are the different food materials getting spoiled, and what are the different preservative agents we are going to add to the food items? We'll see now. See, do you all like mango pickle, children? Every summer your mother is going to prepare mango pickle to you all. It is very yummy to taste. I hope you all getting water in your mouths now, right children? So why it is not getting spoiled? We are using it throughout the year to consume it, but it is as it is. So for how it is not getting spoiled? Now we are going to see all the pickles, not only mango pickle. So whatever the pickle which has to be preserved for a longer time, there we are going to add a high quantity of the salt. This is a salt where it is acts as a preservative agent, and chili powder and oil. It is the cooking oil where it is added to the pickles so that they will not get spoiled so easily. They will be staying for a longer time. And one more example. So this is the pickle you are seeing over here. So it will be staying for a longer time without getting spoiled. Next one, you can see the honey over here. It is also not getting spoiled. It is for a longer time. Why? Because in it very high content of sugar will be present. So due to the high consistency of the sugar levels, it is also not getting spoiled. And one more examples, you all like eating jams also. So here this is also staying for a longer time because of the sugar syrup content present in it. So microorganisms will not develop in it. So this is the step, sugar syrup, adding sugar syrup. So here for the pickle we are adding high quantity of salt, chili powder and oil. So it is a preservative agent. For jams, jellies and honey, it is due to the high consistency of the sugar levels, they are stable for a longer period of time. And one more preservation method is drying. So here you can see the chilies, dry chilies, where they will stay for the longer period when they are sun dried and kept for a longer time. Here is a ginger. This is also dried, and you can see this is called as shonti, where after drying of the ginger it becomes like this, so it can be used for a longer period of time. Next, you can also dry the fishes, small fishes, and they can be consumed after some time. You can add salt and sun dry the fish so that they will be stable for a longer time.
So these are the different preservation methods.
Now let us know the process of tomato curry preparation.
Now we'll prepare the tasty tomato curry. For this we need the ingredients are, we have to take the fresh tomatoes, green chilies, coriander, curry leaves, onion, and we need jeera, mustard, turmeric powder, salt, mirchi powder, oil and ginger garlic paste. The tomatoes which we have taken, we have washed it and they will be chopped into small pieces, and chilies, curry leaves, coriander. Now we have kept a pan on the stove. After heating, getting it hot, we will add a small amount of oil to the pan. So to the pan, after it gets hot, we are going to add a small amount of jeera and mustard. We will add a small amount of jeera and mustard to the oil. After they become brown, we will add onions to it and mix them, fry them till they become brown in color. And we'll also add curry leaves to the oil, chilies, and we also add ginger garlic paste, a small amount of ginger garlic paste. To it we will add a small amount of the turmeric powder and mix it. After they become little bit brownish, we'll add tomatoes to the pan and mix them well. Let them get fried for some time. Now we'll add chili powder to the curry and salt to taste. A small amount of salt to taste and mix it so that it gets equally, and keep the lid for 5 to 10 minutes. Let it cook and we will see after 10 minutes. Now let the tomato curry has cooked. We'll check. See, the tomato curry has been cooked. Now at last we are going to garnish the tomato curry with the coriander. We will garnish it with the coriander and it has finished cooking. A tasty tomato curry is ready. As you seen, children, the tasty tomato curry is ready.
Just now we have seen the preparation of the tasty tomato curry. So like this, you have to eat healthy food items that which are prepared at your home, different vegetables and fruits like this, so that you will be healthy and strong to do all sorts of work. I hope you will be safe by eating the healthy food items. Thank you.